young Iowans, our adventure today starts by looking down. That's right, check out your feet. Are you standing on concrete? Grass? Dirt? Rocks? What about sand? You might see sand at the playground or on a beach by a lake, but in Iowa, you're not likely to have your toes in the sand too often. Today, we're at a unique prairie in southeast Iowa, where sand is the main element that makes it super special. This is a sand prairie. It's home to lots of plants and animals you might not see in other parts of our state, like the six-lined race runner lizard, so cute, and the prickly pear cactus with beautiful blooms that appear in the summertime. Ornate box turtles happen to love those blossoms, and they live here at the sand prairie too. So Laura, tell me how the sand in this prairie got here.
This sand was formed after the last glacier was in Iowa.
Okay, so that glacier melted.
It did.
Left behind water, I presume.
Yep.
Then what happened?
And when the water receded, it dried up.
Okay.
And strong winds came across Iowa and blew the sand that was in the riverbed and deposited it right here. Over the years, a prairie has developed on the sand. So we see all of these great prairie plants that are around us.
And these aren't plants that would grow necessarily in just any prairie. These are specific to the sand prairie, right?
Yes.
Give me
they
some
grow.
examples.
Well, one thing that we see a lot of, and that's blooming this time of year, is the prickly pear cactus.
I know, it's everywhere and it's beautiful. What else?
Well, we see a lot of different milkweed.
Okay.
There's common milkweed, for one, that's blooming right near us.
And the butterflies love that,
Oh,
right?
they love it.
There's not just one specific ecosystem here, right? There's at least a couple. Can you tell me about those?
Yeah, sure. Well, we have the prairie itself, which is really important. That provides a home for a lot of animals. But there's also a wetland nearby.
Really?
And that's common in some sand prairies to have a depression where water would collect.
Okay, so a depression, like when the land just goes a little bit lower.
It's a little lower.
And of course, gravity helps the water to go in that low spot. And what's the difference between the sand prairie ecosystem and that wetland ecosystem?
The wetland attracts different kinds of wildlife and insects.
Okay. And do the two ecosystems interact? Do they do well together? Are they completely separate?
Well, they're two different types of habitats, but they do blend in.
Okay.
Because the rain that falls on the prairie, it's all sand. There's no dirt. So the rain soaks into the sand and sometimes flows into the wetland and fills it.
Now, rain travels through sand a whole lot differently than it would travel through soil.
You're right.
Right? And so how does that change the different types of animals and plants that live and grow here?
Okay, well, if it was soil like black soil, you would find more of a tall grass prairie.
Okay.
And the plants that grow there are much taller.
Okay.
These are shorter plants, but one thing they do have in common.
Oh, what?
They have roots that grow deep in the ground.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
And that's so they can search for water down below.
Is this the only sand prairie in Iowa?
No, there are some scattered throughout the state.
Okay.
Wherever there's a river, there's a good chance somewhere along there there's some sandy soils.
Why is it so important to keep land like this, the sand prairies, protected?
The easiest way to explain it is that it's a very unique ecosystem. The better we take care of it, the more variety of native plants can grow here. And that benefits the insects, the reptiles, the mammals, the birds. Many birds fly through here.
Why should people come here?
This is a public area that anyone can come enjoy. The Mahaska County Conservation Board manages it. There are trails along here that anybody can come and hike. And it's really fun to come out here through different seasons to see how the plants change and the prairie changes.
Yeah, and it's beautiful and peaceful. I love it here. What are are some ways that this prairie is different than other prairies in Iowa, or what are some ways that it is the same? Thanks for investigating sand prairies with me.
Funding for Find Iowa has been provided by the following supporters: